day. Today is Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, November 11th, 11
Yes.
11.
11
So, if
11.
there's any wishes you need to make, or this is a good day for manifestation. If you didn't know that, you heard it first here from
Mm-hmm.
Jay Snow in addition with Addy.
Mm-hmm.
So, go do something towards your manifestation today. It is really pretty day here today in
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii. It's 77 degrees. Honestly, it needs to be a beach day if after the stream, if the weather continues to permit. But I tell y'all every single day how unpredictable this weather is, and it's beautiful and sunny now. In at approximately 1 hour, it could turn to gray and dumping buckets onto us. So we just kind of got to play it by ear.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, if you checked into the stream yesterday, if you tapped it, we got our coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know don't nothing get done on the homestead with no coffee. You guys saw the stream yesterday. If you didn't, you need to go see that stream, guys. We finally got all of that stuff cleared out of the root cellar.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know that we would be able to do it, but we did get it done,
We sure did.
and we're so happy. I don't think.
Hey guys. So, thanks for showing so much love yesterday. Like, I am at 956 subscribers. I'm so grateful. I'm about to be at 1,000 really quickly, which is so much, but I'm still a small creator. So please share my channel, like my videos, watch all my videos, because that really helps. I've been my YouTube channel. I've been doing this since like 2021. It's 2025, about to be 2026. As you can see, I'm more soft spoken. I'm more chill. I'm more laid back. I'm not your typical YouTube creator. And I've changed the stuff that I talk about on my YouTube channel so significantly. So if you rock with me, if you ride with me, please let it be known. Show love on the channel. Watch all my videos, like not the shorts, the longer ones, because that gets me to my watch hours so I can monetize my channel. Like, it really makes a huge difference. So thank you so much for your support. And I'm once again asking for more. Please continue to support my channel. Hey, welcome in. As you can see, my hair's a mess. I'm about to do my hair, about to get my tripod so I can do my hair. Just opening our front door to our root cellar that is now clear. I know we got that huge desk out. We risked our lives getting that huge desk out, and I'm so glad it worked out for us. Just setting up my tripod now so I can be semi hands-free. And just shout out to everyone. It's November, it's 11/11. It's a cool day. Oop. So, yes. Hey, Jay Snow.
Hey, babe.
How's it going?
Good. I like that new spray a lot. The spray coverage is much
It's
better.
nice. Yeah, it's much better. I've been on that off Deep Woods.
Yeah. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Not sponsored. But please sponsor us off Deep Woods. We like your product. Send us cases for free because we use them so much on our channel. Okay, so my hair stuff is over here. I see Jay Snow's coffee is over here, but I'm taking this spot because I need to do my hair. I woke up and saw that I had a bun, and I was like, did you do this bun? Because I didn't do my hair in this bun. And she had absolutely, while I was sleeping, put my hair in a bun because it was getting in her, my hair was getting in her face, which is funny. So, dude, we're so tired. Because we did so much yesterday, and definitely check out yesterday's video. Like, the clip that I have of yesterday's video is of me basically almost getting fallen on by a huge metal desk. Like, you have to watch yesterday's video. It's 2 parts where we're loading the last bit of our furniture. You just have to watch it. But yeah, we're tired. I'm tired. My arms are sore to the touch. They're sore. It's such a beautiful day outside, you guys. I'm so happy. But my arm's sore. I'm tired. We went to bed maybe like 7 o'clock last night. 6 o'clock. It was so early because we were literally exhausted. So anyway, we're gonna do a chill topic. We're gonna sit down and chat with you guys because manual labor is not it right now. Not today. We love work. We love working on our homestead. We love doing work for our homestead, but we need a break. It's so important to take breaks so we don't hurt ourselves out here. I'm sure you guys watch and you're like, oh my God, you guys be careful, be safe. We see those comments and we really appreciate the concern, you know, and we do think our safety is our number one utmost priority. Wow. I was tired just combing my hair, y'all. But 2 women, 3 acres. Here we are. I'm so grateful. I had a viral short recently. Hey, welcome in. Like the live so more people can join. Thanks for making my short go viral of me stir frying those onions on the cast iron. Like, I was not expecting that video to be as successful. I had honestly given up on shorts a little bit because they weren't helping my watch hours. And I was like, maybe I should take a break. And I took a break. It was like 2 weeks where the only shorts I posted were the live highlights that YouTube sends you from your live streams. But I wasn't getting any subscribers, so I was like, okay, let me try shorts again. And y'all popped off like 6,000 views on that video. I'm just so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful. I love being a creator. I love sharing my world with you guys. I was going through my videos last night. There's so many videos from our world travels from Thailand that you guys haven't seen that you're gonna see in some shorts. Like, we're still in Hawaii, but you're gonna see a whole bunch of videos that I just haven't posted yet. Jay Snow's over there, like the Energizer Bunny she is. I need to clip my nails. They're a hazard right now. They're too long, and I know they seem short, but they're too long.
Oh no!
What's wrong?
I hope I didn't kill the chameleon.
No,
He's dead.
No way you killed him, babe. How would you have killed him?
Did I just step on him?
No.
Oh no. Guys, that chameleon's been here for 2 days, now he gone.
Like he's disappeared or?
No, babe, he's right here dead.
Oh.
Hopefully I didn't step on him.
You didn't step on him. Please don't claim that for yourself. There's all sorts of stuff out here running around on the... Oh, hey, Mural. There's all sorts of stuff on the homestead. Circle of Life. That wasn't you. He was killing mosquitoes and flies.
Apparently they said he is invasive, but I wasn't expecting to see on his back like that.
Aww.
Say like
Circle of Life.
It's the circle of life.
Hey, Mural. I'm doing well. Thanks for joining. Can you hit the thumbs up so more people can join?
Of fortune.
How's it going?
Me or your chat?
You, babe.
LOL. I was going good. I was giving them an update, telling them about the plans, and then next thing I know, I'm looking down, honestly, to make sure I don't step on Chameleon, and he's down there dead.
I'm sorry. I bet that felt really sad.
I ain't want that for him.
I feel like you just posted him today. I didn't even get...
He was so cute.
Aww.
There's probably more.
I'm sorry, boo.
The good news is though, I had told Addy the first day he actually was evasive because what he was doing was making my wood chopping section unusable. I couldn't chop my wood because he was over there hanging out for them flies and bugs. So
He took over your space.
he took over my space. So I get why they say his kind is invasive. You people, you wizards.
No, the world goes around. I'm sure the pig we ate in that breakfast sausage today was a good person, you know?
Oh, damn, boo.
But
It's true. And those eggs would have grown up to be
great chickens.
Oh, but now they'll never get the
circle of
chance
life.
because they're sitting on that McMuffin.
Yep. So,
Oh,
circle of life.
Mm.
He was murdering insects all day.
Murder insects all day.
And we ain't care about nothing about that.
No.
So,
damn, but I don't think I killed him because he wasn't
You
even twitching or
didn't.
nothing.
you did not kill that. He could have died of natural causes. You could have given him his last meal, the feast of his life, by creating that hole.
Oh, that's
There's so many
sweet,
positive ways to look at it.
It looked like a pig or something stepped on him. It was either a pig or that cat. We paying food to come around, but we ain't paying her for lizards. We paying her to catch rats.
Yeah.
But I guess
He
she's
looked old.
He did look. I'm sure he was old.
I don't think that was a young lizard.
A
Please
young,
hit the
fresh
thumbs
lizard.
up.
Oh, when did you set our propane stove up the right way?
What do you mean the right way? You mean I flipped it?
Yeah.
Oh, because it was getting drenched.
I'm
It was
glad
getting
you
full
did.
of water.
I knew that was how they were supposed to be, but we've not had it like that since now. The whole time
No,
we've been here.
I just, and it's like,
Now I realize why it's like that.
Yeah.
Because at first I didn't know why it had that.
yeah, the rain protection. She's talking about this, the green propane stove.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put the rain protection up because it was getting drenched with the storm yesterday.
Believe it or not, the propane stove does a really good job. I didn't think that I would like the propane stove as much, but the propane stove, it does everything you need it to do. It boils
Yeah.
water, it cooks. You can cook a full meal on that stove.
Yeah, it's a gas stove.
It's a gas
Something that
stove.
we didn't have in our
home life.
our matrix apartments.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like as far as cooking apparatus, the kitchen is together. I feel like once that table is nicer, it's just gross on that table.
yeah, it's gross on the table. We said we're gonna switch it for a plastic table. Shout out to the GoFundMe, pinned in the comments, linked in bio.
GoFundMe, link in bio. Yeah, no, we're taking it easy today, guys. We're tired. Y'all should be tired from watching us. We took that was what, basically a 2-week series on emptying out that root cellar.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
So we had to take a breather today.
Mm-hmm.
Both of our muscles sore.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
we taking it easy. But we do have a topic to discuss for you guys. One that we think is exciting. I feel like we've talked about it kind of a bit, but this is going to be our dedicated video for anybody who has curiosity on
How we met.
How I met your mother.
Yeah, that's yes. And this shout out to our niece, who inspired this topic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, how we met.
How
we met each other. Our origin story.
Our origin story. So, as you guys know, I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Technically Fayetteville. I know you're like, it's not Atlanta, but it is. It's part of the metro. That is where I grew up. That is where I lived. And then when I was probably, how old was I when we met? 27?
Mm-hmm.
I was living in the city. I was living in Midtown. And I went, I was working a lot at that time, so I feel like dating was my priority, but I was still figuring out exactly how to do that as a not teen gay, obviously, but as a mid-20s gay. And eventually I stumbled upon meetup.com.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw meetup.com, I found the lesbian groups. And honestly, I recommend this for anybody because it was just a good way to meet like minded people. But I found the lesbian groups and I joined a bunch of them. Honestly, I joined all of them really. And then I RSVP'd to some events. There was one group in particular called the Power Lesbians of Atlanta. Eh. And I RSVP'd there. And you go ahead now, Eddie.
Yeah, so it turns out that Power Lesbians of Atlanta was my meetup group. I believe it was my first meetup group. I had been on Meetup probably since like 2010, maybe. But I hadn't started my own meetup until I guess the year we met was 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a time that I was really committed to creating the spaces that I wanted as opposed to going to other people's spaces and being mad that it wasn't like I wanted. So I too had joined all the groups. I'm sure that Jay Snow had joined and wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't even show up on time. So, hey, Ruman. So when Jay Snow RSVP'd to the first meetup event for Power Lesbians of Atlanta, we were probably like 6 months in to the group. Yeah, because I started the group maybe in like November, and she came to the first event in April.
Mm. So, like I said, I was living in Midtown. The first event I came to was the Wine and Jazz Festival. And y'all, it was so funny trying to get there. So first of all, I lived on Piedmont Park, so I really thought I was Miss Piedmont Park and thought I knew every inch of that park with no question, you know. And then I went to where I thought the music festival was going to be, and big surprise, there was no music festival there.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to FaceTime Addy.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea who she was or anything. I had just a profile picture off of Meetup to go off of.
Mm-hmm.
But then when she answered, I was obviously like, oh, damn, I got to get to the Meetup now. You know?
Aww.
So I find this part of the funny story so funny because I guess it just highlights the resistance. But so it was on a whole other side of the park, right? And I was worried that I knew it was going to take me a long time. I was also kind of looking cute because I was coming to meet hot girls, right? So I didn't want to show up like all sweaty and gross. So I had to troubleshoot how I was going to get to the other side of the park without looking a mess and smelling crazy. So y'all, I had on a long maxi dress. The way I hiked up that maxi dress, and I got a Lime scooter. It was either a Lime scooter or a Lime bike, and rode to Botanical Gardens, that part of Piedmont where the thing was.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so funny because I had never done that before, but I did it that day to get there to get to my
Aww.
attic
And it had to have been a bike because you wouldn't have had to hike up your dress for
for
a
the scooter.
scooter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I was so happy when she called because I had a strict two no-show policy
LOL.
because, and not like literally because I was one, I had been a meetup like guest
Yeah.
and had the host not show up, and it's like I just wasted my whole time.
Yeah.
And also as a host of a meetup, I didn't want to plan. I
Thanks
had
for
to do
like a delay.
reservations and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and so it's like I needed to give people a reason that they had to show up, you know.
Yeah.
So but it was like 2 hours in and no one was there. I
Yeah.
was literally, I had brought games. I
Uh-huh.
had, I was so excited to, have a meetup. It wasn't even an event that I suggested in the first place, and the person who suggested it hadn't even gotten there yet. So when Jay Snow called, I was so happy. I'm like, no, please come. Like, I understand it's on the complete other side of the park,
Mm-hmm.
but please come because I'm just sitting here for 2 hours
Yeah.
and I want some company.
And then I came, right? We hung out, and I had a lot of fun with Addy, and then the other person kind of showed up around the same time too, not too much further, but we had a good amount of time
Maybe like
just
30 minutes.
by
Just us.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. and we played like Cards Against Humanity, and we're kind of laughing. Or we did that once she got there, I think. But
Yeah, when she got there, we played cards. Before that, we talked.
we just talked.
I was like, "Who are you?" Um,
Shout out to Brazil. I do not speak Brazilian though.
or Portuguese.
I do not speak Brazilian. LOL. I don't speak Portuguese. So we hung out, and I feel like we just talked, and that was really fun. We had just amazing conversation, honestly.
Yeah, she opened up to me about where she was at. I opened up to her about where I was at.
Yeah.
While it was my group and we had been going for 6 months, like, I hadn't found any genuine friends through that group. And I also hadn't found romantic interest through that group. All of my dating life was taking place outside of the group.
Yeah.
So Jay Snow was someone that I immediately connected with in a way that I hadn't connected with everyone else. It was pretty like performative. Not that I was performing, but I could just tell like the women just weren't being themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
they weren't being. I don't know. You probably
Kylie.
have a better perspective of what was going on.
I mean, I feel like for me, I didn't see this when we were at the Wine and Jazz Festival. I kind of made these observations like as we hung out and got to know each other more, but it was just kind of, I think, I feel like so much of lesbianism is being afraid that somebody's not gay or being afraid of rejection. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of the girls, women, didn't know how to be Addie's friend because they were attracted to her. And I don't think they would ever say that. A lot of them wouldn't admit that. But, I feel like I'm just a realist in terms of like, we're grown and people are making connections based on sexual desire. That's not the only reason, but it's a huge part of every reason. Sí, yo hablo español. And I think that they just couldn't admit that for whatever reason that they were there. And also a huge part that I feel like we have to talk about is Addy was in a relationship at that point.
yeah.
So I feel like they also weren't jumping at the bit because I don't think they thought they could compete with who she was with at the time, which I was in my Mrs. Steal Your Girl era, so I didn't have any qualms or queries about whether or not I could do that because I had just come off of a bender of doing that. Whether I realized I mean, that sounds bad, but the truth is I realized I had that power whether I was trying to or not.
Yeah.
I was just not a girl that people wanted their lovers to be friends with, no matter what their sexual orientation was, and I get it. And so I had just figured out I had that kind of juice. So I was happy to be like,
She definitely had that juice.
but we were, but we were friends though. So I feel like I did respect her relationship as much as I needed to. But at the time, the first day we hung out though, I feel like we had what I think was a really palpable connection.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I feel
it
like
was a marathon date.
it was a marathon date. We didn't want to end, and we had done like two events in that day because we did the festival. Then I think we went to
My sister's room.
Yeah, we went to MSR after the festival and got a little bit to eat, and then we also went back to her house. And her girlfriend at the time was there.
Yeah, and I mean, and she joined. Like, she wasn't allowed to go to the group
LOL.
because she
Which was
wasn't
also funny.
a lesbian. Yeah. So she joined us after, and it was like, it was kind of like a group. There was
a
four
group
of
day,
us.
yeah.
It was kind of like we were all hanging out. LOL, Cafe Demar, you're inappropriate. You're going in timeout.
Show balloons. LOL.
So, and I also feel like, yeah. So we had a really great time. We did tarot. We really talked about everything. Jay Snow was just someone I felt really comfortable with, and just felt like I could talk to. Like, I feel like we were just, we didn't have to do awkward formalities.
Yeah.
She immediately was my friend.
I feel like we just immediately had like kind of deep conversation too. Just things we wouldn't probably open up to anybody about. But obviously, I felt safe opening up to her as well.
Yeah. And so if this was a movie, like there was a part where I
If
would
we were a movie, you'd be the right girl.
oh yeah, if this was a movie, the a foreshadowing scene would be that scene. I forget where we were when you were when I was like, you're not that young.
Oh, MSR. That we were frequenting MSR all the time.
But it was the first day we
Yeah.
met, right?
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, for me, I was definitely in a space of while I was trying to embrace, being gay, I had also kind of gotten, because I was like 27, I was also like, I just kind of don't know how getting married and stuff is going to work out. You know what I mean? I was like, I think that is really something. I knew that it was obviously something that I really wanted and had done a lot to prepare for in my life, but was getting to the point where it was just like, you know what? I'm going to stop worrying about that and I'm just going to have fun and I'm just going to, meet women and let the chips kind of fall where they may. So when I was talking to Addy about it at the bar, I was like, yeah, I just realized that because also what it was, I feel like was I've always liked older women and I was having a hard time getting those older women to take me seriously. So I had just kind of gave up a little bit. I was like, you know what, whatever. Because I felt like the women my age I just wasn't really vibing with, and I felt like I was advanced at that time, and I couldn't connect with the women my age, and the women that I was attracted to were much older and were taking me serious, except for one that I do have a sidebar, but we're just not there yet. So I had kind of just gotten to a place where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have fun this summer and see what happens. And that's why when that day I was talking to Addy at the bar, I was like, yeah, I'm young and I'm not worried about marriage. It's going to happen when it happens. In addition, was like, you're not that young. You need to be focused on marriage. And I was like,
I know. It's very true. And I think to the outsiders or like the people in the group, they probably thought I was very unserious. But I was the most serious I'd ever been about getting married at the time that I met Jay Snow. I think one of our first events that year had been a vision board. And it was like a vision board event. I was doing serious manifestation, visualization exercises on marriage. And I think people may have thought I was not serious because I was like jumping from one person to another. But it was as soon as I would find that person unmarriage material, I would drop them,
Yeah.
So that I was very in a marriage focused place. And I was, again, looking at Jay Snow as a friend. And I don't have an older sister that is like a constant in my life. Shout out to my older sister. She serves her purpose. But I didn't have someone like coaching me about dating. And when I was 27, I wish someone had told me that, now's the time, or just that you don't have forever. Or like just, nothing happens overnight. Like, I mean, sometimes things,
I need to be putting effort into it if that's what I
to
wanted.
at least like steering the path, you know what I mean? I feel like that came to me later. So that's why I was sharing that with her. But I mean, in hindsight, it was like if that was in a movie, it would be like at that moment, Addy knew she wanted to marry Jay Snow.
Right. So, but that was fun. So, but we didn't get together right away because, like I pointed out, guys, Addy was definitely in a relationship, and I feel like I was, like I said, trying to have fun that summer. What's up, Ava Rose? Thanks for tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button.
Yeah.
So, we just became friends, and Power Lesbians would hang out. I feel like it started once a week, or when I joined, it was once a week.
It was supposed to be once every other week, but then they start pushing for more frequent events.
Yeah. So I was having so much fun with them because it was Power Lesbians of Atlanta. So it was the first time I had been running around with wealthy lesbians. It was fucking fabulous. We was riding. I remember one of our friends had that beautiful Camaro we was riding in.
The other tourist, Ebony?
Yeah.
Ebony had the best car.
We got to ride in that car. And then also I feel like that first time too I had forgotten my drink and Ebony was nice and bought me my drink or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I had forgotten my card.
Great.
Everybody was really nice. We were having so much fun. And I feel
Ebony
like
was present a lot. Now that I think about it, shout out to Ebony.
Shout out to Ebony.
Because Ebony, I didn't know she bought you your drink, but I'll never forget there was a time where Ebony definitely tried to swoop in on you. And I feel like she also tried to swoop in on me too. And I feel like, and that's
everybody was trying to swoop in on everybody.
Yeah, but it's like you didn't know, like, you know, so much stuff is just guys as being friends or a good person.
Yeah.
But I never saw Ebony as an op until all of a sudden she was trying to chat you up that one time at Red Phone Booth. And I was pissed. I was like, damn, Ebony, I thought we were cool.
And I feel like we were cool, but I feel like everybody was just going to shooting their shot, you know? And so that's why it's important that to mention the relationship, just because I feel like even if everybody could acknowledge that they wanted to get with Addition, it was like, but you have this whole person blocking, you know what I mean? So even I definitely had gotten, I had two other connections in the group. One of them was completely unserious though, and I apologize, but I did do that girl dirty. I was just so not interested in her though. I feel like I was
the older one.
No, there's the other one. I don't even know. I don't even remember that girl name.
But she was a part of the group?
No, but she was friends with somebody who...
the one from Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, we're telling them... This is a story of how we met, if you guys don't know.
Cinco de Mayo
was that
girl?
Cinco de Mayo?
She wasn't part of the group.
But she came with somebody who was a part of the group. So I feel like that was the first time that we kind of started, like, being like... I feel like I acknowledged that I liked Addy more than I liked anybody else with that relationship, because I was supposed to hang out with her, and we had a whole date planned. And then I remember, I feel like Addy had just lightly mentioned wanting to go out that night, and I was like, yeah, sorry, I don't even feel like it, and I just went and hung out with Addy.
Oh, LOL.
She was mad too, and I remember her friend was mad because I feel like we had, you know, had like a little bar hookup and everything, but I was not serious. I was honestly only paying her any mind because it was one of those events. Because sometimes the Power Lesbians would be fun because we were all single, but then sometimes it would turn into like this random couple event. And everybody would be coupled up by the end of the night. These random girlfriends / talk tos would come through, and you know, now it's like a couples event. So instead of sitting on the wall by myself looking sad, I found somebody to keep my lips warm.
No, it's true. I feel like as soon as the event was officially over, it was like couples and friends and sneaky links, whatever, came out the woodwork.
So I definitely was, you know, present with that person for that night, but was like, this isn't leaving the bar, you know? So then there was that one. And like I said, I feel like Addy was booed up. So I feel like even those nights where we would have great days and end up at the bar, that girlfriend at the time would come out of nowhere. And then I was just like, oh, sad girl. But I feel like she was still low-key cock-blocking, though, because I remember there was somebody else at the bar that I liked, that I had a crush on, and I was trying to go find that person, and I remember I had run back into Addy with her girlfriend, right? And I was sad. I was like, damn, I can't find that girl. I was talking to her. I should have got her number when I was talking to her. And Addy was like, it's fine if you don't find her again. And I'm like, now, bitch, you got your boo on your arm talking about it's okay for me to go home single tonight.
Oh, well. Well, obviously you weren't serious.
I wasn't serious. Because we had been hanging out and having a good time all day, and only remembered that I was single when your boo came.
LOL.
So then I feel like there was the other funny one, and this is closer to where we kind of got serious about each other. Shout out to you, friend, because I didn't mean to do you dirty. But I feel like, so this was around Addy's birthday, and it was around her birthday party. So this was another time where I truly had planned to hang out with both of them that day. I had planned to do this older woman in the morning, and this older woman was much older. So y'all, I'm 30 at the time of this story, though, when everything's going on. I was 27 though, so this woman was like 40. And I was like, yeah, I'm going after it. I'm doing it. So I had set up a date and everything. We were supposed to go to the park and walk and hang out that morning. But I was also, excuse me, heavily in my fit girl era. So I was like paying for a trainer and everything. So when because we both lived, really close to Piedmont Park. So it was supposed to be like, we can just pick up a coffee and hit the park and hang out. But I was like, well, I'm at the gym
Which
right
is a
now.
red flag, because
I
if
know.
that's your date,
It's true.
that's
Coffee
so
date.
unserious.
No, nobody's
Park,
serious.
a walk in the park,
I
and
know.
coffee.
I know. But I feel like that was what I suggested. And honestly,
And that's why I say not serious.
no, but she should have made a better date for us because I didn't think she was serious. I really didn't, but she was serious. We'll find out later. So, I was supposed to hang out with both of them, but I would text her. She texted me that morning, first thing, and was like, I'm ready. Let me know when you want to meet. And I was like, yeah, sure. I'm gonna let you know when I want to meet. I'm at the gym right now, but because she was like, I'm at the park now. Honestly, if you want to head over. And I was like, well, I'm at the gym right now, so I can't head over now, but I'll text you when I'm ready. So I did my workout, and then probably on the way home, Edition texts me, and it's like, oh, well, I definitely want to hang out and play with her. And so I ended up, I didn't say why.
About the content day?
Yes. And it was like a free art day in Freedom Park or something.
Oh, yeah. No, and it's like, I feel like you had sent me that TikTok, and I was like, yeah, let's go.
So I definitely was like, once I got to the gym, I had put old girl on the back burner. I didn't care no more about her and was like, yeah, me and Edition are going to hang out today. And I think I really thought I was like.
You can call me Addy. LOL. My whole first and last name are on my channel.
Okay. I don't know. But I wanted to hang out with Addy, so I was just basically like, all right, girl, well, I ain't gonna be able to make it today. Unfortunately, I had some other plans come up. But what happened was when we and Addy hung out that day, we got stopped by one of those viral, like, what are you listening to challenges?
Yes.
People. I forgot what that channel is called, but it basically does that.
Yeah, they stop people on the street and ask them, like, what's your favorite song? And we went viral.
We went mega viral on these other people's channels. So she knew that I had blew her off to hang out with Addy because I honestly at that time had planned to get back with her. You know what I mean? It's like I was just because I don't think I had even admitted to myself that I had a real crush on Addy at that time. So I truly was planning to just kind of get back with the 40-year-old woman. When me and Addy were done.
You know what happened? It was the day after my breakup.
Oh.
And I think that's why I told you, I was like, it's finally, it's done now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we need to even do that healing art activity.
Right. Yeah. Yes. So she found out pretty quickly that I had blew her off to hang out with Addy. And then I feel like Addy's birthday was probably that following weekend.
Yeah.
And so she was obviously at Addy's birthday party. And I remember, I'll never forget, she cornered me in the bathroom and told me don't play no games with her. And I was like, whoop.
And it's so weird because I had no idea that was happening. And I also was still kind of trying to encourage. I was like, oh, because what's that event? Like House on the Park?
Yeah.
And that was the day of my birthday or something.
We were still pushing each other in different directions. Because Addy had another crush that she wanted, some other girl, Tiff.
Oh, well, you don't have to shout the name out. She definitely subscribes to this YouTube channel.
LOL, my bad. But it's not a secret, but I feel you.
It definitely was the most open secret. But yeah, no, I was like, I was surprised because the birthday party, I mean, it was like the Last Supper. Like, I don't know, the seating arrangement was really intense.
was crazy.
And the 40-year-old that Jay Snow was gonna go on a date with was sitting right across from me, and I had liked her, not but I was supportive of her and Jay Snow even being together, and I was just so now I know why she was sitting across from me, because she was sitting there mad.
Yeah.
And I also may have revealed that we were hanging out the day before because
Yeah.
I was showing them Be Real and I was like, look at this picture of us. And the thing about Be Real is that it shows the exact like calendar date of when
And
it
that was
happened.
also a random moment in time. Nobody was going harder for Be Real than Addy. Addie was on Be Real so hard.
don't
She
know
was
how.
like, "This is the next platform, and all of y'all need to be
Yeah,
on it." And we
yeah.
were like,
Be
"Addie,
Real."
we don't know." I feel like I downloaded it, but it's not hitting that hard.
But I had already missed TikTok and I didn't want to miss Be Real. Oh my gosh. But anyways. So, and maybe that was how she even knew that we were hanging out.
Yeah, it went down at the birthday party. And then even after that though, we were still, so it was like she was going to house music at the park and stuff, so it was like, all right, well, it's so funny, so not serious. Me and Addie were like, well, yeah, me and you can go together. And then your crush at the time gave us a ride. We ended up calling her back. Yeah. She ditched us
because we were obviously on a date together. And I don't know why Jay Snow didn't leave with the 40-year-old. You know what I mean? But obviously we were just supposed to be together. I was really confused.
Yeah. I don't know either why I didn't.
I don't know.
I wasn't serious.
You were unserious because I was definitely not trying to hang out one-on-one with the crush that I had because they made, and this is why it's like the universe just conspires in your favor because like what is right for you. The crush that I had showed up when I had invited last minute, showed up directly from some other girl's house and had to Uber,
in the car.
Had her in the car, tried to bring her to the event. I said no, had to put her in an Uber and then showed up in the event, which is the most unserious entrance. And so I wasn't feeling that at all. Who would be all up in someone's face after they had done you like that on their birthday? Because that didn't need to be revealed or said. You could have done all that and just showed up.
Said anything.
Yeah, like it was just crazy.
She made it known at that birthday party that she was with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why she did it that way, but
I don't know. And that's why we were never together, because she just was incapable of being real with herself. But anyway, so she was trying to be nice, and like she was the only one that bought me something at my birthday, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She was also the only one, and she also was trying to make up for it after, but first of all, I was already in a relationship. You know what I mean? So
girlfriend at the time was not invited to the birthday party, which was crazy.
She was, because I think while we may have not broken up, I think there was a big argument, and I forget what about, but it just
it gone south.
Yeah, it was on the way out, and I had my BFF Jay Snow with me, and I knew we were gonna have a good time. Mm-hmm. And what did we end up doing? So we never went to House on the Park.
No, we did go to House on the Park, but
we walked by it.
No, we sat down and chilled there. Remember, the 40-year-old woman was basically like, "I'm not trying to hang out with you," because she's still pissed because Addy done revealed at the table that we hung out all day yesterday together when I was supposed to be hanging out with her. So she obviously did not want to hang out with me because I had did her dirty, in her opinion. And then I feel like originally I was supposed to meet up with my gay guy friend at the time. I was supposed to meet up with Maurice, but I feel like Maurice didn't want to hang out with me when I had my boo with me, and he must have picked up on something because he wasn't stank about it, but he was basically like, "Girl, you good. What are we gonna do together?" And I'm like,
didn't meet up.
Why?
Had I met him at that point?
That was probably the first time you met him.
Oh, he had a bunch of dudes with him too.
Exactly, but that was always the case, know. So we were just hanging out together, but and I would have went with him, but he basically was like, "I don't know if you need to hang out with me today. It looked like you got somebody to hang out with," kind of. He never said that, but it was just kind of understood. So
it was weird. Or not like in a bad way. I was just like, everyone's being weird, and it's my birthday.
Everyone was being weird, and I feel like it's because our energy was already together and strong, and people were like, why are y'all still trying to include people in y'all's bullshit when y'all are already so clearly
Yeah.
wrapped up and invested in each other? I feel like that's, I don't think anybody could verbalize that at the time, but that's how everybody was acting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because we were oblivious to not being friends anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so then I feel like, and we got to the point where I remember we were talking on the phone, talking about we were caking on the phone, like going to sleep on the phone,
I'd be trying on wigs.
waking up, talking to each other. I was excited for Thursday to come around, and then it started being the whole weekend instead of just the Thursday.
Yeah. And I was also like doing a major glow up, like
Mm-hmm. Heavy on your socials.
heavy on socials. You know, just being. I think we both went viral and saw ourselves
Mm-hmm.
together, and you know, so it was a huge self improvement, and it was something that we were doing together in
Mm-hmm.
a way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna try and look better for Jay Snow. I feel like we were both. You were growing your business. You were
Mm-hmm.
applying for jobs
Mm-hmm.
outside of what you were doing.
Thanks, MQ.
Oh, thanks. We were also like, I transitioned from Microsoft to Google at that time. My podcast, I was being consistent.
Mm.
So we were just like really, and you know, again, if people are watching this for like dating advice, it's like find someone who like brings you up, like y'all are like
Mm.
growing together and achieving goals together
Mm-hmm.
before you even get together,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to someone like holding you back. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like we
Mm-hmm.
were invested, I was invested in Jay Snow's meditation healing business, just like Jay Snow was invested in me finding a better job,
Mm-hmm.
and supportive of each other, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Supportive of me being a creator.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that was probably one of the most like pivotal moments is when she got her offer from
Google,
Google.
yeah.
I was like, you should come over to my house and I can make you dinner and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I feel like at that point it was obvious to everyone, except
Yeah,
us still, that
that's
we
when
were.
I knew for sure because my friend at the time was like, I mean, sounds, you know, it was just like, she cooking you dinner, you know?
So yeah, I made Addy dinner, and then we
It
had
was
that great
salmon.
moment. Yeah, it was salmon. It was good too.
Yeah, what, did you make rice with the salmon?
Corn.
It was corn and, was it cream corn or something?
It was that elote recipe I like.
And there was a delicious, like, um, creamy herb topping on the salmon too.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really good.
Yeah, no, I whipped out the big guns. I cooked one of my best meals for my boo, and then um, yeah, I feel like we just started hanging out more, and then I feel like when I was like I wanted her to be my girlfriend, I like got roses all over my apartment and put them down, and told her she was my girlfriend now.
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that because she knew that that's what I wanted. It was
Mm-hmm.
something that was important to me because I didn't want us to just be a casual thing because we were
Mm-hmm.
such good friends. You know, she'd been
Mm-hmm.
there for me like through my breakup, and through my career pivot, and because I'm like, I mean, just that year was a crazy year.
Yeah.
That was like just in Atlanta as a, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? There was a lot going on that year, and we were there for each other,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I was in love.
Yeah, no, we fell in love quickly. I feel like I also immediately broke the touch barrier with Addy because I was like, "Can I touch your boob?"
LOL.
And then, yeah, so we just started dating, and then I feel like the dating felt fun and casual because I feel like we were already like in the habit because we were doing friend dates, which was hilarious before
Yeah.
we started doing like this is a date. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like most of y'all are doing, let's be
Mm-hmm.
real.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that what I think about the L word and also Sex and the City, that brunch spot, like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like because female friendship and lesbianism is so similar, it was truly impossible to tell
Yeah.
that that's what we were doing. We thought that's just what girls do. They go check out new restaurants with their friends. Then they go party.
But I did notice that Addie used to dress up so cute for our friend days. I'd be like, and I would be like, "Oh no, I'm underdressed," and Addie
Yeah.
was like, "I just look like that."
LOL. No, I definitely was taking it seriously.
Yeah.
I wasn't, if there's any chance that this is something more. And that's just the energy that I was doing because I was incredibly serious about getting married.
Yeah.
I was that laser focused, and it's like not taking anything for granted because if it wasn't Jay Snow, we were out in the world. It could have been somebody else. You know what I mean? But of course, it was for Jay Snow. You know what I mean? But it's like that's the level of.
It's just a fly, baby.
It's a fly. That was the level of seriousness that I had about dating, and that's why I was dressed to impress.
And so,
And I'm glad it impressed her.
yeah, it definitely impressed me. It definitely did. And so then we started dating, and that was fun. I feel like it definitely took a toll on the group at the time, though. And that was another layer to the dating, because I feel like once we came out to the group that we were dating, I feel like the whole dynamic of the group
It
just kind of
did.
changed slowly over time. They weren't ready to see Addie in a relationship, and then
With someone in the group.
yeah, right, right. So
Yeah, I feel like it was like, I don't know, like a dating show, but they didn't realize that they had a chance, and then they watched someone swoop in and make a move. I'm sure people were like, oh, they didn't want to in date, but people were dating in the group.
people were. It was just a problem because it was us, and I'm not fully
Yeah,
sure why.
exactly.
I think honestly, and not to sound so cocky and conceited, because that's what it's going to sound, but I do believe this was the truth. I think we were the most eligible women in the group in some ways, right? Because while there were other attractive women, it's like the crush that Addie had before wasn't serious. She was a player, so everybody knew to not
Yeah.
invest any real feelings in her.
Exactly.
And then some of the girls' mug just wasn't. The face card was declining.
I feel like it was so face card was declining, but even on the people whose face card was declining, they were still very much focused on their image as a player.
Yeah.
Like, because remember, this is Power Lesbians of Atlanta. Everyone has a job, a good job, or everybody has their own place. Everybody's independent. Everyone is and everyone's on some level out. So by default, and everyone's except me, bless you,
Thank you.
was single, So this is a group of like the most
Eligible
eligible bachelorettes in Atlanta. So everyone was talking about how many options they had because I do believe they had a lot of options.
I think we all had a lot of options.
But if we were spending our Saturday nights, or I forget what night it was, Fridays, together, that was, that's a
That
big
was our
deal.
preferred
That was our
group.
preferred group.
I mean, I know that was true for me. I had other options. I even had other options in the group, but I feel like I was never confused about liking Addie more than all the options inside the group and outside of the group.
Yeah, I truly didn't even consider anyone in the group. I mean, the one there was that one that I had a crush on that I'm sure had a crush on everybody, and everybody also had a crush on. I think I knew it wasn't anything serious or something. You know what I mean? It just wasn't serious. So it just I didn't look at anyone in the group as a potential person for real.
Yeah.
Until Jay Snow joined, and I don't know why, but it just was different.
I feel like there were a couple in the group who I was entertaining the idea, but I feel like once I realized that Addie was an option, I knew one that I needed to take her seriously, and I didn't want to not be a good person. You know what I mean? I didn't want to do her dirty. So once I realized I liked her, I kind of knew too that before I knew that obviously we would be married and be each other's person, I knew that if I dated her, I knew I wasn't going to be able to date anybody else in the group because it was her group. You know what I mean? So I I was happy to make that choice. It was an easy choice for me.
Yeah.
There were people, like I said, who I was like playing with, but when I knew Addy was serious, I got serious.
Yeah. And it's really sweet because, to know that that group was that important, you know, I mean, that's why I created it in the first place. It was important to me too, but I think there was a moment in our relationship where I was like, fuck this group. We don't need, you know what I mean? Like, the purpose of the group has been fulfilled. We don't need to keep pushing this group.
Yeah.
But
Because I feel like probably the first day we got together, there was that one person who came and she was like, I'm from the other, lesbian meetup groups. And I decided to try this one because the last group, a girl and the leader got together and it ruined the group.
Yeah.
And me and Addy were like,
yeah.
So
No, for sure. And I feel like while that group was cool, it's like, I mean, I knew those girls on some level weren't shit, like as not as like people, but I think we're fake, on some level.
they couldn't show up as friends because we had that layer of sexual tension of going in the group. So nobody could show up as a real friend, I feel like.
Except us. I feel like we were real friends. Like, I'll never forget us going to pick up a girl from her soccer game. Like, I was actually trying to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe it's because there wasn't sexual tension. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was because I feel like even girl, I still to this day can't figure out, and maybe it was both. I didn't know who she liked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had no idea because I feel like picking her up from her soccer game and no problem. There was no problem to do that. Glad we could help you out that day, but I just didn't know that I would be a person for you to call.
Right.
And then I felt like she
Right.
was also the most kind of aggressive in our beginning dating story because it was like, I think I mentioned the other day that how when I was leading my meditation group, I had invited everybody from the group, and Addie's ex at the time was the one who volunteered to come out of the group, and plus one other person. And the one I had already told Addy that her ex said she was coming, and because I didn't want any trouble, I wasn't even attracted to her ex in any capacity. So I was like, "There's just no funny business here whatsoever." But another girl from the group came in and she called and told Addy and was like, yeah, your ex was there and I thought it was weird. I don't know what she said on the phone. I wasn't on the phone, obviously. But, you know, that happened. And I feel like her loyalty was obviously to Addy, but I just didn't know. I still, to this day, like I said, I have no idea who she had a crush on because I feel like she would ask invested questions about what we were doing and what we had going on and stuff.
But she didn't even need to ask you because I thought she was a friend and I was open about the fact that we were hanging out. You know what I mean?
So
it was weird.
the dynamic just changed once our dynamic changed, the whole group dynamic changed.
It did. And so once I saw that none of those women were for real, I mean, some of them seem like genuine people, and, but it was just like, this group, it can be passed on. We don't need to be a part of this group because it felt like as soon as we got together, everyone was trying to tear us apart. Like, first they were being mean to Jay Snow for being young.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick up on it as being mean because when an older woman talks about a younger woman's age, I always assume it's jealousy because come on, who's trying to be older out here? And I had just come from being the youngest in the group, so
I feel like that was light fun. I feel like when it changed to mean was at Bar Taco.
Oh yeah, when they were basically saying Addie's unserious as a person and she doesn't take anyone seriously. She's from one girl to the next, and I didn't need to have them in my business like that, but the truth is I was dating for marriage, and that's what it looks like. And I feel like people, and that's why they're single and unmarried, because I'm sorry, remember, they're all like an average of 10 years older than me and still doing the same stuff I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's like that you have to date, you don't necessarily need to like hook up with every single person you date, but you need to have a constant Rolodex because it's like if they're not right for you, then you need to be able to have someone else to move on to. Like, you're you don't have time on your hands. You know, you gotta filter through everybody to find your person,
Yeah.
you know? And so they took that as me being unserious, but the people I was dating were unserious, and that's why I couldn't keep dating them, you know? But of course, like, I was human, you know,
Yeah.
like, and people that were ineligible, like, I probably entertained, you know what I mean? But it's just like, but that's why you just got to keep it moving, and they just saw that keep it moving as me just being unserious as a dater, when that's just not true.
And the thing about even what they were saying was just like, now we done been friends for months at this point, almost the better part of a year. And ain't none of y'all sat around and told me how Addy liked to keep it moving and keep it trucking in the dating world until we told y'all that we're together. So I felt like it was mean spirited to sit at the bar taco and basically make me do everything they could to make me feel insecure and inferior as her current person. Yeah,
because they weren't doing that to nobody else that I brought around. And that crew, and it's just like, you know, that person specifically, like, hijacked the group and was completely transparent about wanting to do that. Because the group was very chill before that person joined. I met that person in a different group and was promoting my group, and that's how she even heard about it. She was a hater, point blank period, like, and I don't know what, like, I even think about the birthday party. She was supposed to throw me a birthday party and canceled last minute. That's nice nasty, as Mom Arlene says. She was a nice nasty girl.
I feel like she was competing. I feel like, you know, and this
I
happens.
don't know why she was competing with
because
me.
it happened to me before too. Sometimes in the dating world, hey, it was a long time. You remember me? I do remember you, Tip Top. What's up? Thanks for tapping in.
Tip Top?
Just another viewer.
A fan. Hey, Tip Top.
What's up? Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for liking the live. Can you give me a thumbs up too? But I feel like that was just something that happened with people, because I had a friend like that, and it was a guy, and I feel like my dad was the first person to shed light and was like, that person didn't know if he wanted to fuck you or be you, you know. And I feel like that was the same energy of this person. She didn't know if she wanted to be you or be with you, and I feel like it can send them into a tizzy, you know. It's like they just don't know what to do anymore, you know what I mean? And that's why I said, it's like, I can't even tell based on her behavior who she was actually after. Like, I don't know if she was after me. I don't know if she was after Addy, or she was after neither of us, and we were the one blocking her from somebody else we wasn't even thinking about. I don't know what that girl's goal was. But, yeah, so that was the bar taco.
She introduced a bunch of chaos and confusion into the group.
I feel like the second time we got together, it was because she had messed up her event.
Oh my God, yes.
And I was about to go back home, and I remember Addy looked so good that day. And she was like, we're still having an event. Come on. And I remember being like, all right, yeah, I'm going to go with you.
No, and it's like people be so hard to, and it's like what she wanted was the group that I built. And it's like, nobody told you, and she got it. Nobody told you that you couldn't build your own group. But it's like they see somebody else do it, and it's like they want it, and she wanted to just make that group for herself. And that's just really messed up. Like, I have an abundance mindset, so when people like that come around me, I don't even care, because it's like I can create another group like this again, you know, because I'm me, you know, and you're always going to be a follower of someone else's group. But it was just so it was just kind of like what you witnessed was this really intense power struggle between the two of us, and that really is what caused the group to crumble. That I had to bend in order to, you know, maintain power of the group. I had to create that council, that committee that you became a part of.
And I remember our last event where we decided we couldn't really fuck with the group anymore was that cabin experience. And I feel like it was like me and Addy against the whole group. And
she was not a good leader, and it's like, but I had to let people be bad leaders to not feel like I'm trying to monopolize the group. But it's like, that is why I stick to I stuck to the formula that I had because I knew Red Phone Booth was going to be open every Friday. I knew I was
Yeah.
going to be able to get a reservation in,
Mm-hmm.
at least not every week, but every other week.
Mm-hmm.
I knew, and I was going to be able to show up. And for Jay Snow to have that experience of the second event for our reservation
Mm-hmm.
to not go through,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's why I didn't want anyone in control of the group,
Yeah.
because I was all about the brand and I wanted it to be a luxury
Experience.
experience.
Yeah.
It
And
was,
it was.
but
It was
I had
cool.
to compromise
Yeah.
to keep the peace and harmony of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And no one gets that
Mm-hmm.
unless you get it.
Yeah. No. Um, it was it became a lot of energy, and like I said, on that cabin trip, like I said, me and Addy felt like it was just like the whole group against us, and it was kind of sad because it was like, damn, why can't y'all be happy for us? This is what the whole point of the group was, you know. It was like, even I feel like before the cabin there was a kickback, and they were like, we didn't think there would be any dating in the group, and you know, like just
Oh,
vocal.
when we came out, it
Yeah.
wasn't a kickback. It was your Halloween party,
Uh
and
huh.
we announced that we were engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And
But I was talking about we were at her house.
oh, I
that
wasn't there.
time. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. But
Talk about
continue.
it though.
Oh, I mean, it was just like, uh, you know, they were upset that we were dating. And they had made it like we didn't know that people were going to be dating in the group. And it's like, well, what the fuck did we join the group for? Because I know I joined the group to meet hot women.
I had rules that were
I
very
liked for
clear.
because you were one of my favorite. Oh, thank you so much, Tip Top. I really appreciate that.
Yay, yes.
Thank
Shout out to
you.
people who like the live.
Yes.
But it's like I was very clear about what the rules were, and dating within the group is not one of them. If anything, I was encouraging dating in the group at all costs.
I think everybody in the group was dating because that person who was saying that was currently dating somebody
Someone
in
in
the
the
fucking
group.
group.
That's the level of delusional that these women were.
She was fresh out of a relationship from somebody in the group.
Hmm. We would talk about who we had crushes on in the group. Like it was just, they was tripping.
They was tripping.
Like I was like, I think.
But I do think about now something I forgot about that did happen was the person that she was dating definitely let me do a healing on her, and I feel like I truly was trying to do what I felt was the Lord's work at the time when I was doing my meditation and my pranic healing. I truly was trying to be, you know, a good girl and just help people the way that I knew how, which was through pranic healing and meditation leadership.
LOL.
But that was turning into who had a crush on me and who didn't.
It was.
And who was trying to get with me and who wasn't. And I feel like her girlfriend at the time definitely came over and got a healing. But I truly was just doing, I was honestly trying to get my pranic healing certification. So, I mean, if anybody knows anything about that, I was trying to heal anybody who would let me.
Yeah.
You know?
And I was there that day.
Yeah, you were
And
there that day. She was in the other, she was in my bedroom.
Yeah, and I sat
Damn,
and
the
listened
tea.
to them for an hour afterwards. It wasn't inappropriate in any way,
Yeah.
shape, or form.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, like it was, but it was just like I thought it was not okay because I know Jay Snow was getting paid for a certain time allotment,
And they took a whole
and
nother
for
amount.
them to like take up all of her time after that, I thought was like, but there was nothing that they were doing that was inappropriate.
No. I think they liked who they were with. I think they came for a healing.
They came
Too.
for healing. There was nothing about that, you know. So, but I didn't realize that she could have possibly taken that some kind of way. And but that I don't think that was appropriate. If I was in a relationship, I didn't think that was appropriate either.
And it wasn't appropriate. And I feel like while she was respectful, I feel like it was one of those things where it's like, if you down, I'm down. But it was obvious that I wasn't down.
Yeah.
Because I was clear about who I liked. I feel like I'm honest about that kind of stuff, you know, because I don't like anybody to be dishonest with me. So
Yeah.
I've never really, I feel like I always have the image of a player, but I'm not a player. Anybody who knows me and my family, I really am not. Am not, was not, have not been. But I feel like from the surface, it looks like that.
Yeah. For sure. I feel like being a nice person can get you mischaracterized as a player.
Mm.
Um, like I had to learn that being nice is apparently leading people on, and I can't
Yep.
do that.
Yep.
And that's why I'm not as nice as I used to be,
Yeah.
because people can't handle it. And I think about that person in particular. First, I think that they got together almost like because we got together.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the timing of that was a little odd.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forget that puppy shower
Shower, yes.
where that her girl, both of them really didn't know how to act, and they were in our parking lot. Well, my parking lot at the time, because Jay Snow hadn't moved in yet. Um, like
Talking.
talking for hours, and fighting maybe. I mean, it had to have been loud enough for us to know that they were even still there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going on, but basically no one was being supportive. And then you had that other girl who was like telling you about her divorce and all that stuff. Like basically, you don't remember her, the one that also did pranic healing. She was interested in being part of the training program. The tall one
She was
with
telling
the
me
short
about her
hair.
divorce. Oh yes.
Yeah, and
That girl had a weird vibe. I feel like that girl wanted to be my friend, but didn't want to be Addie's friend. And I'm a loyal person. I come from a loyal family. I ain't down with no shit like that. How you gonna be with my friend? We gonna be not nice to my wife or current partner, but me and you could be cool. I don't get down like that.
Yeah, and it's like, sorry, girl, but I didn't. You probably picked up on vibes
Mm.
because I didn't think you fit with the group. I didn't.
Yeah. I mean that happened sometimes.
I
There were
didn't
a
think
couple
you.
people I didn't think fit with the group either.
Yeah, so it's like, and you stuck around, because you had an advocate,
Mm-hmm.
and no one was gonna get kicked out of the group. But
Right.
yeah, I didn't vibe with you. Some would say I didn't like you, and I don't know why. You just weren't nice. You weren't a nice person. You just weren't.
I feel like she was also invited to be a distraction in some ways.
Who invited her? You don't have to.
The
You can
same
whisper.
person.
Oh.
That was her
That
friend.
girl was
They were really close,
toxic.
and that's why. And I feel like that's why I still don't know what that woman's angle was, because I don't know how she got introduced, because I think she didn't feel like she was a part of the group either. She didn't feel like she fit in that group.
Because she didn't.
So it was just weird. Anyway, the energy turned weird,
Yeah.
and we were like in the middle of the Georgia mountains in the cold, and it was causing problems in our relationship.
It was.
And it was like none of those friends had proven to be good enough friends
They were.
to jeopardize anything we had going on. And I feel like you mentioned her not being a good leader. And unfortunately, I remember hearing that soon after the leadership was passed over, there
Who'd
was
you
a
hear it
really
from?
bad event. We heard it together.
I'm so
girl.
sorry.
Don't
No,
play
but who told us?
who
Oh, yeah.
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
they had that event and it went really bad, and
She got robbed.
she got which nothing
Karma.
is a
Because ain't nobody robbed nothing
Ain't nobody
from
robbed.
either of our
we
places.
weren't even
like,
having
come
events that people
on.
were showing up like trying
With
to
that energy.
no. Mm-mm.
And it's like, girl.
And as an energy healer and worker, like all of that's a part of it. You know what I mean? Like it's just a part of it. You attract your tribe and with your vibe. You know what I mean? And it's like that. Unfortunately, it went that way because your vibe was off, girl.
Your vibe.
I hope it's not still. I'm sure I think you were going through a lot, because I feel like that leg break at a grown age was a lot.
It was a lot.
So-
No, she was out there trying to fight for whatever. But as you can see, we had very powerful forces trying to keep us apart from each other.
Yeah.
And we had to fight for our relationship.
Because even my friends outside of the group, I feel like once I mentioned the other day, like they were talking about, I talked about Addy too much, and then one of them, and I know she was trying to be my friend, but it wasn't supportive. She was like, "Have you seen this girl in all of the seasons?" Like basically trying to be like, "You gonna regret marrying this woman or being with her," and it was like, "No, that's just mean and rude, and to assume that I haven't." Gotten to know this person enough to feel like I wanted to be with her and marry her, I thought was honestly a little bit crazy. But that was what they were trying to insinuate. I need some friends. Girl, be
Not
careful with who
really.
you choose, right?
No.
Because the friends in that friend group ended up making our relationship hard for no reason. And I feel like this was the first. I feel like every relationship I've ever gotten into, I lost a couple friends. But when me and Addy got together, I straight up lost all my
Everybody.
friends.
Everybody.
All my friends were gone. It was just me and Addy.
Yeah. No,
Except,
for
of
sure.
course, like my lifelong friend. I feel like Allie was always my friend, but she lived in California. And Bree, of course.
Yeah.
But again, Bree is not. Me and Bree don't. We're different with relationship. That's the only part of our friendship that we're not as like open and as communicative with. So she would never say anything about you like that. You know what I mean? Except I'm sure if she really met you and thought you weren't a good person, you know, she'd have been like, I don't
Yeah.
know about that girl, but she would have never said anything to like dissuade me from being with you or giving you a chance. Um, those two friends wouldn't do anything like that, but everybody else who I was hanging with at that time, and some of those friends, one of those friends in particular, I had been friends with literally since childhood, like fifth grade. We started being friends, and the way they turned when I was said is gonna be Addy.
And she was so nice to my face too. Like
Yeah,
and this is the African one.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, girl, you tripping.
Oh, you see the love
Oh.
butterfly.
Like y'all tripping because it's like I truly wasn't maybe they knew how you were, but like I really wasn't someone where it's like you're together.
Time and people absolutely change.
Like I really wasn't someone that was like, oh, you can't have no friends now that we're together. I was happy to hang out with all your friends. I showed
Yeah,
up, like even the girl that I felt slightly threatened by, I was hanging out with. I
yeah.
wasn't like, don't hang out with her. Oh,
Nope,
here there's all these bad things about her.
nope,
You know what I mean?
nope.
I would have happily still been friends
Yep.
with all of those
They
friends.
showed us that they didn't want to be anything but our friends, or they didn't want to not be. They didn't actually want
Yeah.
to be our friends. They wanted to be something more, and that's why I said too, kind of earlier towards the beginning of the video, so much of being a lesbian, especially figuring it out as a younger lesbian, is like trying to decide who's gay. And if you do know that they're both gay, it's like, should I make the first move? Should that person make the first move? And then sometimes I feel like in the South, there's that heteronormative lesbian behavior where it's like she's the mask or she's the stud, so she should be the one to do this, or she's the more advanced, so she should be the one, or I need her to be the one to initiate, you know. And it just leads to confusion. And it's like, if you like somebody, just go after it. You know what I mean? Don't be worried about rejection. Don't be worried about what people and friends think, because these friends are people who like you. Let me be the one to tell you. I feel like people get upset when people say that, but it's really just the truth.
It
You know what
is.
I mean? It's like sexual undertones are the reason why anybody wants to connect, even if it is if girl girl boy boy. I'm not necessarily saying everybody's gay, but if you want to be, because I feel like even when I was in my youth and had no idea of like sex for real, it was like, I don't want any ugly friends. I don't hang out with ugly girls. You know what I mean? And that's just the manifest, the age appropriate manifestation of, I only hang out with people I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way. I was like 10 when I would say things like that. You know what I mean? But I feel like it just proves the legitimacy of saying that when you're an adult and you become friends with somebody, it's because you're attracted to them some kind of way, whether it's a girl, whether it's a boy, even if it's your colleague and it's like, I like her outfit, I'm gonna go talk to her, I think she's cool. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you necessarily hook up with that person, but it is you noticing that you're attracted to something that they're coming and showing up with every day, you
Yeah.
know?
No, for sure. There are people in your orbit. There are people around you, and you're in their orbit.
Yep.
Most importantly.
Yep.
Hey, Kajaris Nav.
Hi.
So yeah, we had to, and I felt bad because Jay Snow was going through all that turmoil with her friends, and it's like, whereas like my friends were being very supportive at the time, they just were. So I didn't really have to deal with any of that at that time. You know what I mean? And I feel like they still are. I can't even. If someone had to put a gun in my hand, say who my friends are, but it's like there's no one I talk to or I'm texting or catching up. But the people in my life were supportive of our marriage. It was more family that was, not as supportive.
And for me, family was supportive. It was the opposite for me.
Yeah. So I don't know why it was the way it was, but we got together and I proposed, which, I never knew I never planned on proposing to anybody, I really didn't, but it just felt right. I feel like everything that happened in our relationship truly came from the body, not the mind. I felt, it was like you just know when they say when you know you know you know. When you say when you know, it's like that is so real. Like you will know it's gonna be unavoidable. Like if you're questioning somebody or if you're feeling hesitant to get married, like that's not your person because when you know you know. And I feel like if and I think especially women as you get older, people try to tell you to not listen to your body and just be practical and just like settle down with somebody. Like don't do that. You know what I mean? Like I was willing to, I was willing to be a spinster. I didn't want to be in a marriage I didn't want to be in. But when you know, I truly believe that true love, there's no force greater. You're going to be pulled together and you're going to be together forever. And that's what I experienced with Jay Snow. I was lucky that we had gone ring shopping on some level and already like shared. And I know that's a common lesbian thing to share rings, prefers and ring styles. But I happened to know exactly the ring that she wanted, and when it felt right, and I wasn't thinking, and like in a good way, as someone who was very mental, I was for the first time, listening to my body when it came to love, and I could because it was with my true love. Love you.
I love you too. So that is the long-awaited.
Wait, but we haven't. We gotta finish the story.
We're not married yet. So I asked her to be my girlfriend, and then we told them at the Halloween party, and that's when everybody got all pissy.
Yeah.
And basically walked out of the party.
Yeah, and I feel like your person came after that happened. In this trying to steal your girl out Halloween costume. I feel like everyone was trying to do that, but she was the only one that again, the only one that I was threatened by. You know what I mean? And I'm like, not her rolling up at this Halloween costume in this outfit. She trying to steal my girl. I don't know who she came here to see in that outfit.
Feel like, but that was more than one person though, because somebody also did the same thing for Addy. That girl showed up in that Hooters outfit.
But like I said, unaffected. I know people. I'm sure everyone was whipping out their version of steal your girl
best
outfit.
Guns, yeah.
But yeah, that ended the party almost. People stuck around though.
Yeah.
And shit went down at that party.
But the Power Lesbian events was getting lit, y'all.
Yeah.
They were really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that went bad, and then after. But I feel like, the thing about it is those friends really did us a favor, because that forced us to come together more, and it just made us closer on every level. You know what I mean? So then,
yeah.
like Addy said, she proposed, and of course I said yes. We had an amazing proposal at one of the nicest restaurants in Atlanta. To this day, that was the best meal I've ever had.
Aww.
My boo know the way to my heart is to my stomach, and I don't care what nobody say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Literally bought me a steak the size of my head
Mm-hmm.
with the seafood trios and everything, and it was
Champagne.
champagne. It was a beautiful proposal and a postcard and all that stuff. And we got married pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, we got engaged October 10th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got married January 11th,
Mm-hmm.
2023. 11123, and that number was really important for whatever reason.
Yeah. And so we got married, and I feel like, and the rest was history.
The rest was history. We got married at Red Phone Booth.
And we didn't have to worry about friends at that point. You know, the friends that were friends were there. Shout out to Allie and Bree. They were at the wedding. They were supportive.
Brenna.
Yeah. Brenna. Shout out to Brenna.
Yeah.
They were all there, you know.
Shout out to Jalila, the family hairstylist
Shout
now.
out to Jalila.
And shout out to OY, the only person from the group who was invited.
Yeah. Yep.
Officiated our wedding.
Officiated our wedding. So, you know, it definitely had its rough patches at first, but I feel like those rough patches came from everywhere except between her and I. And obviously, we're a couple. We had our own rough patches. You know, I'm not saying we were completely free of any climactic chaos, but we chose each other, and we still choose each other.
For sure. I feel like something that was hard was like our bridal shower. Where I remember Jay Snow being like, "Is there anyone you want to invite?" And I was like, "Honestly, no." You know, and I don't think anyone imagines their wedding, bridal shower, having no one there present. But at the time, like, family was being just completely indifferent. I won't even say unsupportive. You know, just indifferent. Like, I wasn't going through the biggest, event in my life. And none of my friends were to be trusted.
Yeah.
I just didn't trust. I didn't feel like they deserved to be there, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
And it was a very small portion of people, like, on my side at our wedding, too. I'm grateful for the people who did come. But it was a very small group. And there were people that said they were going to come that didn't come, like... So all of that, I felt very alone in our pre-wedding plans, but obviously not alone because I was marrying Jay Snow and her family, the Snowdens. I love you guys, and I mean that's marriage, you know.
No, I feel like shout out to all of my family because I feel like I was really grateful for how everybody in my family embraced Addy. I feel like even my aunts, who I know lesbian and gay, you know, I'm from the Bible Belt, so this is just how they were raised, how they were taught, what they believe, right?
Yeah.
They don't support necessarily gay marriage, but when we're together and we're there, they don't ever do anything to make us feel weird. They don't be like, you can't come in our house with that, you know what I mean?
No.
Like, even all of my aunts and everybody in my family was really supportive, and if anybody, and Auntie Mary, Auntie Linda, like,
everybody,
it meant a lot to me that you guys embraced me and embraced my wife with love and comfort, even though I know that, you know, you guys have your beliefs and understandings about the world. So I was really grateful for that. It makes me emotional now. It was
they were
really huge.
Truly amazing. It was kind of, you know, we talk about it, you know, being hard to even receive. Like, you know, Jay So's just from a huge loving family, and I know no family is perfect, but everyone was really, 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 really nice to me.
Yeah.
Always, you know. Shout out to Grandma Rose. You know, to let somebody sleep in your home, you know, you don't just let anybody do that. So everybody in the Snowdens made me feel incredibly welcome, and you know, they're just really sweet, and I do my best to return the favor as much as I can. But it meant a lot because my family, you know, love him, but I don't think they knew how to show up. We had dinner, or it was my sister's 45th birthday, and I think, you know, it gave me some insight because she was like, nobody's done what you're doing, you know, and I don't think there's examples, you know, for them to even follow. Whereas I feel like, you know, because of how large your family is, like it wasn't the first time it had come up, but I think I truly was the first.
I mean, I feel like it wasn't the first time lesbianism had come up, but we were definitely the first gay wedding in my family too.
Not even. Oh,
That's a whole nother side.
but
That's not she's not a Snowden. That's on Grandma Rose's side.
oh, I was kind of lumping.
Mm-hmm.
I meant like your side versus, but
And
yes,
also,
I hear what you
even
mean.
with that one, they didn't.
Yes, I realized
not
that
like-
as soon as I said
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So, hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Papa Tamami.
so anyway, I'm just grateful that
Hit
Jason
that
O's
thumbs
side.
up, please.
Yes, thumbs up. I'm just grateful that Jason family knew how to act right. And you know, we had a long talk about like last names and who was gonna take whose last name, and I'm sure Jason assumed that she was gonna take mine, but I had always wanted to change my last name, and she'd always wanted to keep hers. So it was
It
a
worked.
journey, but I ended up changing my last name. It was what I wanted to do. It's what felt good. But just because I proposed doesn't necessarily mean that she has to take my last name. It's not even my name. You know what I mean? It's my father's name. And like that's what people forget about. Your first name is your name. Last name is your father's name. So pick the family that just makes the most sense, the name, or it doesn't need to be anything more than that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I feel like we said, those friends leaving our lives allowed us to lean into the support system that was there. And those people showed up, and it was easy to identify where we were going to be comfortable, accepted, loved, all of those things. And we leaned into that.
For sure. So it's like really any op that comes to us, like you really just make us stronger. There was this movie we watched recently, kind of a cheesy older movie called The Fifth Element, and the enemy comet or whatever that's flying towards Earth, every time they shoot at it, it gets bigger. And I feel like that's how our relationship is. It's like any like time, any daggers, any no weapon formed against us shall prosper. We're just gonna get bigger and stronger.
Hi, Joe Kanoru.
Hey, Joe.
And I feel like we have. I feel like even where we are now, I feel like, you know, it's easy to say anything negative about us, but me and Addy have gone through a lot these past couple of years.
Yeah.
We've changed a lot as women. I feel like we've grown up a lot. You know, I feel like Addy has helped me become a woman. I mean, I was in my 20s when I met Addy, you know, and the amount of love and support through that growth and maturity that I've received from her is like, I don't even really have words. It just makes my heart feel warm, you know? So, and then, like I said, even as things like yesterday, where it's like we have literal weight that we have no idea how we're going to lift and distribute. You know, I think I shared on the live yesterday. It's like even things like that that are in the physical make it me realize and see like there's nothing that we can't do together, you know, that we can't figure out together. Like if we have our minds on something, we get it done. You know? We complete it. And one thing that I know that we always have on our minds is honoring the commitment that we made to each other. So I fully agree that no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
Yeah. No. So just grateful for us, you know, and grateful for our story.
And grateful to be able to share our story with you guys. Because everybody, like, there's no villain in that story. You know what I mean? I think everybody was just navigating dating the best they possibly could. And
I mean, all is fair in love and war.
Yeah.
You gotta fight for your relationship. I think that's the moral of the story. You can't expect people to behave in the opposite way you'd expect when you meet your person. If you know in your heart that that's your person, you don't need people around you to don't expect them to be supportive,
To affirm or validate.
to affirm or validate. They're gonna focus on all the negative about that person, you know, and that's why.
And there's going to be negative about every person. I feel like that's what you have to realize too. Like some people in your friend group, it doesn't matter if you bring Barack Obama or Michelle Obama, like the literal best people on paper, they're still going to have something negative to say. And 9 times out of 10 is because they like you.
Yep. No, it's so true. I think about the people who brought us together. I found out, I mean, I was shocked that literally on our wedding day, that, was it on our wedding day that Scully tried to pick you up?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, or like I should have swooped in or whatever. And it's like, LOL.
Whatever.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and it's like, so even the people that were most supportive can be your biggest ops in the end. So you truly never know. And you can't look externally to find support and validation. What'd you say? Confirmation or validation?
Affirmation and confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our story. That's how I met your mother, how I met Addy,
Aww.
how we met and fell in love in October.
We fell in love in October, but definitely before then.
Yeah.
Yeah. True love. You don't see it every day.
No. So yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. I feel like that was probably my most fun dating experience because I feel like other ones, while they might have had that much chaos going on, it was definitely much more negative, and I feel like we were way more young, way more toxic, so it was just like,
Yeah. That would be a good show, Power Lesbians of Atlanta, if we were going to do
we always
L-word.
said that. It would be an amazing show.
Like the Black L word.
Yes.
Because they don't know how to tell the story.
No. No. But that's it.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions.
Our wedding ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You want to end it early?
I do. I'm
Yeah.
glad you said it. Thanks for allowing that, Ross.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you was winding down. But yeah, so as you know, we did a lot of work yesterday, so we're going to end just slightly early today.
Just slightly early.
But thanks for watching. We love you guys.
We love you guys. Catch us tomorrow.
Not more
Our
than
new
each other.
time is never more than each other. Our new time is 10:30 now because we realized that we have not been hitting the mark at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So this the reminder that the new live time is 10:30. We go live daily though, so just tap in, check in when you can. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys like our video. Go like my video. Go like Edition with Addy's video. Hit the thumbs up for both of us. It really helps our channel. Shout out to Addy!
Oh, yay! Almost that we papped. Hashtag road to 1K.
Road to 1K. She's so close. So
I'm so close.
If you can find it in your heart to go subscribe to her channel right now, help her get to 1,000. You know, we guys are trying to get monetized. We're trying to do this thing on YouTube for you guys. We want to be, and we are creators, but we want to be huge creators, and we need you guys' help to do that. So please go support us. Go support our channels.
Yes.
Go support our GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Link in bio.
Link's in
Addy's is
bio.
pinned in her comments.
Pinned
Drop
in
us
comments.
any amount helps. You guys know we're gonna get back to work, back to renovating. We just needed a break. If you didn't catch yesterday's episode, we did the heaviest lifting that we have done thus far. So we appreciate you guys so much for being on this journey with us. We love you guys, and we can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a fabulous night, fabulous day, whatever time of day it is, or whatever. We love you guys.
Whatever time and space. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.